Hi everybody, this is MethoGuide here, and today I'm going to do a discussion. This video is just a discussion, it's not breaking news or anything of that sort, but this is a discussion, and the topic of this discussion today in this video is me trying to figure out the whole deal of NECA's Trespasser and Axehead deal. Now, you know, Axehead and Trespasser are the same thing, but NECA mentioned that Axehead is going to be released in Series 4, and Trespasser, which is already released in Series 3, they're both different things. Trespasser is, the Trespasser that we have today. I think Trespasser is already released. He's from Series 3, the figures of NECA. But NECA mentioned that Axehead is going to have a different deco and different articulation and different sculpt. Now, why are they making a different sculpt and all these different articulation if they're the same exact thing? Well, I figured out some pictures of some Trespasser pictures, and I noticed that there's some differences between the Axehead and the Trespasser. Now, I'm still recording this, so, I'm not in the editing process yet, but I'm gonna think that you already, watch some images. So yeah, I'm gonna pull an image right here. So yeah, the image that you're looking right now, that is the Axehead. That's the concept of Axehead. So it looks very similar to Trespasser. You don't see any differences. Now let's take out the final drawing of Trespasser. So yeah, there's barely any differences, right? Except the zoom out and the zoom in. Well, let me show you the other picture again. The concept of Axehead. Do you see a difference? Yes, the backpack or the shell is a different way. The Trespasser one is more of a flat, kind of like knife head style looking, while the Axehead one is more of a fin going out like a shark. So that's one difference right there. Yes, that means on the NECA Pacific Rim Axehead figure, we're most likely going to see that type of fin, like a shark fin, on its back instead of that backpack looking knife head shell thing on Trespasser, which is already released in Series 3. So yeah, that's one difference. So most likely we're gonna get that in the Series 4 figures. That's gonna be a difference between the Axehead and the Trespasser figure. Another thing, let me show you this picture. This is the almost nearly final concept of Trespasser, but there were some little differences. And one of those differences is if you look at the legs and the knees and in the kneecaps, you see some spikes in the kneecaps. Well, on the regular Trespasser figure, they took out those spikes on the kneecaps. So maybe Axehead and NECA is going to have those spikes in the kneecaps. So that's another difference. Another difference is the claws. The claws in the Trespasser figure are more protruded. They're more longer. While right here in the nearly finished Trespasser model, they're a little bit more shorter, but that's barely a difference. But it's still a pretty big difference, still. But yeah, they're a little bit more shorter and they're less pronounced. Yeah, and then I believe that's it. Oh, and also, if you look in the backpack of the nearly finished Trespasser figure, not figure, model, you see that the spikes that from the backpack that Trespasser has, they actually protrude out. Well, in this one, it looks like they're broken or something. So yeah, that's another difference. So yeah, those are the differences between an Axehead and the Trespasser models, or names or the designs. So maybe NECA is gonna include the designs from the Axehead, which include the fin looking like a shark, the spikes in the kneecaps, different color scheme, less significant claws, and maybe the horns and the spikes in the backpack more cut up. So yeah, those are the differences. So maybe NECA is gonna take these differences into consideration, and then that's when they're gonna do the Axehead figure just like this. So you know, that's my take on trying to figure out the deal between the Axehead figure and the Trespasser figure. What do they mean by those two? But yeah, so that means NECA is going to make, you know, that figure with the spikes and the kneecaps and the different fin, the different backpack looking more like a fin of a shark, the less protruding, the spikes in the backpack, the less significant spikes, and the color, I mean not spikes, the claws, and the color scheme. So yeah, those are, you know, that's what NECA is going to do on the next figure. I know it's very similar to the Trespasser figure, but you know, NECA wants some money. You know, NECA wants some money. Because, you know, they're barely going to even make any figures for Series 4. It's only 2 figures. So that's a little bit. So that means they have to include another kaiju in there. That, you know, is alright, that it's not a deluxe figure yet. Because maybe by Series 5, then you can get crazy and wacko, and you can do any kaiju that are deluxe figures like Reiju or Slattern or Tachi. You know, you can get all out crazy by Series 5 because, you know, that's already like a bunch of time already. That's almost going to be a year. Well, I guess with Series 4, it's going to be a year. So, I think, yeah, it's going to be a year since they released them. So, you know, maybe by Series 5, I can get all crazy and wacko and release all these deluxe figures that we always wanted. And the complicated ones like Reiju, that seems complicated because, you know, the face has to open and then there's another face inside there, which is pretty complicated. And also the pretty long tail it has. And also Tachi is also pretty complicated because it has the wings and then that's tongue, and as well as a long sharp tail. And Slattern, that's like gonna be a humongous figure. It has like, I don't know how many tails, like 3 tails or a bunch. Like it has 3 tails, like 3 prominent large tails. But there's also some little other tails, like a little bit, not too much, but they're more like smaller. So that's going to be a bunch of tails, and then plus a giant size, and the face structure is pretty different. So, you know, that's a pretty complicated and pretty giant figure. So yeah, I guess they want some money. That's why they're doing this. Hopefully we can even get a concept art of the leatherback figure, of a leatherback, because that would be pretty cool, because the concept art of the leatherback was that, so just take leatherback, make him more of a blackish color, literally rip off his head, add this volcano looking face, and lava inside. That's how he looks like. He seriously does not have a face, literally. And his little swirls are actually orange. So imagine we get that. That would look epic. That can be like, you know, a clone of the leatherback figure. If, you know, if you want to make a movie about it, like I might do a movie about it maybe or something. And I have the concept art of the leatherback, then it can be clones like, you know, the volcano face is like less powerful or more powerful than the leatherback, you know, since in the movie they're all clones. But yeah, imagine if we get that. Maybe the concept art of Reiju. Ooh, Reiju, the concept art of Reiju looks epic. Very epic. Just search it up on Google. It looks very nice. And maybe even the concept art of Scunner. Even though I'm not too glad of that. I mean, I don't mean glad, I mean like, I'm not too fascinated by that. But yeah, they want more money since they're only gonna release 2 figures. So why not them doing concept art of a Trespasser figure since they already released it? So yeah, and then that's when, you know. So yeah, those are the differences between the Axehead figure that, you know, it's coming in Series 4, and the Trespasser figure that NECA already released in Series 3 with Battle Damage Knifehead, Sherman Alpha, and Corey Tango. So yeah, this is the end for this video. Remember, subscribe, like, and comment. Tell me in the comments below what do you think of my prediction, or what do you think of my thoughts, and what NECA is going to do. What do you think about this video? Do you think it's actually a pretty good prediction video, or like, you know, a good hypothesis, a good opinion? Just tell me in the comments below. So yeah, I'll just repeat it again. So I think the Axehead figure that NECA is going to release at Series 4 is going to have a different backpack, different shell, and it's going to look more like a shark fin. The color scheme is going to be more of a greenish tone color-ish. greenish tone all over the body. While in the original Trespasser, the final one, it's more like a yellowish greenish, kind of a mixture of both. So yeah, I think the Axehead's gonna have a different feel. It's gonna look more of a shark. It's gonna have, you know, different color scheme, more of a greenish color instead of a yellowish greenish color. It's also gonna have a less prominent claws. They're gonna be more like shorter, and also it's gonna have spikes in the kneecaps, and that's about it. And I think it's gonna be the same size. Most likely it's gonna be the same size. So I just repeated those again, just in case you forgot them. So yeah, tell me in the comments below. You know, as I said, what do you think of my hypothesis? And so yeah, as I said, subscribe, like, and comment. This is Mother Kaiju signing out.